GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Govi, a vernacular edutech brand, skilling everyone everywhere.
When I used to get upset about something and I said, okay, fuck it, I'm so,
You are extremely emotional.
well, now let's get on to the professional side.
But if there is one man who has always stood by everyone's side, it has been you. I remember Mama would always tell me as a kid that there's no one who's more dignified than your father.
I think Janhvi also has so many qualities which are so endearing. Arjun is as emotional as I am. A quiet doer and a quiet giver. And at the same time, remain strong that you can withstand anything and you can support anybody who needs your help. So when I landed in Bombay, before I could enter the house, I rang the bell and she happened to open the door, and that's the only time she's hugged me.
In your entire life?
In my entire life. The only time he's hugged me was when I was getting married to Mona. He was so high and he was dancing in the barat and all that. Amongst my kids, everybody feels that I'm a little more biased where Khushi is concerned. Well, that's because she's the youngest and I feel...
आपके लिए मैं कुछ प्ले करूंगा, आपको समझ में आएगा तभी, अभी नहीं बोल सकता. बट क्या होता है ना, जब शॉक अब्जॉर्बिंग की बात करते हैं ना, आप इंडस्ट्री में जो शॉक अब्जॉर्बर्स होते हैं ना, ज्यादा शॉक उनको देते भी हैं लोग, क्योंकि लोगों को लगता है कि यार ये तो शॉक अब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा. एग्जैक्टली. क्या आपको लगता है कि वहां पे आपके साथ भी वैसा हो रहा था तब? बिकॉज
नहीं, कोई जानबूझ के तो
नहीं, कोई
ऐसा करता नहीं, ना कोई धक्का मारता है आपको, भाई जाओ कर लो ऐसा. इट्स योर डेस्टिनी. सो दैट्स व्हाट मेक्स यू टफर, दैट्स व्हाट मेक्स यू resilient. And my family and me, we born with solid steel metal, and we have those shock absorbers. We have that mental aptitude to accept losses, to accept defeat also. So this has been our journey, and so far we've traveled a long way. We've seen it all, done it all, seen the highs, seen the lows. Today my children are doing well.
Yeah.
I'm a satisfied father, satisfied parent. My only regret is that I don't have the mothers are missing. So one has got to accept reality, one has got to accept destiny. But the fact is that we are all together. My family, my brothers, my sister, their children, my children.
Yeah.
And we spend some good time together.
Like a lot of good time together.
Yes,
because
yes.
When you speak about family, we would have come to it a little later, but I have a little small surprise for you. जब मैं आपको बोलता हूँ ना कि आप मतलब हमारा जो प्यार आपके लिए है सर, आपने तो मुझे मतलब बचपन से देखा है. मैं वांटेड कैलकाटा में आपने मुझे देखा होगा 15 साल की उम्र में. तो what do I even say? But when this is something that somebody has spoken about for you.
Hi, Papa. What can I say about my Papa? I'm missing you very much right now because I'm on a trip without you. And the fact of the matter is the only reason I've ever been able to take trips like this or do anything in life has been because of the love and the support that you've always shown me, shown all of your kids. And everything that you've done in your life, I don't think that you speak about it enough. I don't think that people acknowledge it enough. But if there is one man who has always stood by everyone's side, it has been you. You still wake up every day and you're still awake every day till 3 a.m. at night, answering people's calls, guiding them, being their friend in their times of need. And like every daughter, I've looked up to you. I've looked up to my father, but I think it's beyond that. I think for me, you've always been a symbol of righteousness, of someone who's very noble. I remember Mama would always tell me as a kid that there's no one who's more dignified than your father, and that's why I love him. And I think that's true. I think that at your core, Papa, you're a very dignified, good-hearted man who thinks about others before he thinks of himself, who is willing to do anything and everything for his passion for films. And I'm so thankful that that's the energy that I've grown up around. Someone who respects himself, who's taught his daughters to respect themselves, who's always encouraged us to choose the path of what is right, who has given us the courage and the love and enabled us to be big enough to be happy for other people, to celebrate each other, to celebrate what it means to be a true artist and to strive for that with as much honesty as we can. So I'm always thankful for you, Papa, and I always will be. And even though I trouble you sometimes, and even though we fight sometimes, you should just know that there is no one I will ever look up to as much as I look up to you, because I don't think that there is a better man in this entire world. And there is definitely not a more giving man in the entire world than you. And I wish people knew that side of you more. The side that they know of is the ostentatious producer who gives his films as everything, and that is true, but at the core of it, I think there's just a perfectionist man who has the biggest heart, who loves keeping people around him happy. And that's what I want for you more than anything else. I just want you to be so happy, and just have victories after victories, because that's all you deserve in life. And I hope I can in some small way contribute to those victories, because I love you more than anything, Papa.
Wow, that's very sweet of her, and it's always good to hear from your loved ones what they feel about you, because I'm sure she wouldn't have said all this to my face, and I'm happy that this is what she has to say about me.
You know, Janhvi is somebody I feel extremely protective about, and I've had this conversation with her, and I always am like that around her. Like, I don't know, I just feel that sense of protection around her. And Janhvi's, you know, they're such well brought up kids, all four of them. All four of them are actually such, they will not tolerate wrong things happening to them or to anybody that they love or anybody in general, but also be so giving. And the thing that she said, Nasser, that everybody sees this producer side, sees the tougher side to Boney Kapoor. Why do you hide this side? The side which is more emotional, which is so sensitive, and which is so beautiful also, and so giving towards people.
You see, if I expose myself, I'll be burdened with a lot more things to do in this kind of a situation, and it's never good to show off of all what you can do for others, do for your loved ones. So, I think it's always best to be a quiet doer and a quiet giver. And at the same time, remain strong, that you can withstand anything and you can support anybody who needs your help. So that's what I have been all my life, and I hope to remain like that.
No, you will, because that has been your core for so many years in your life. It will of course not change. But I just want to know that, my father is like that. My father is very giving, but he's so silent that sometimes I feel like his emotions are also very within, internal. He still feels that, oh, if I feel upset, then my kids will feel more upset. So
I'll tell you one thing about a family. We are not a very demonstrative family. The only time I remember my mother hugging me was when I was in Chennai to buy the rights of Bose Sadin. I was away for 40 days, and those days there were no mobiles. And I could only call them after 10 because the rates used to be 25%. Before 8, it used to be full rate. After between 8 and 10, 50%. After 10, 25%. So we used to talk on the phone, not every day, but every second day or third day. So when I landed in Bombay, before I could enter the house, I rang the bell, and she happened to open the door, and that's the only time she's hugged me.
In your entire life?
In my entire life, because I was away for 40 days. Of course, she expresses the love orally now. And same about Anil. The only time he's hugged me was when I was getting married to Mona. He was so high and he was dancing in the barat and all that. And when we reached the destination where I had to enter the hotel, ready as a groom to sit for the fairas and all that, he just wouldn't leave me. So these are two instances where I remember very vividly. I mean, of course, my father's given me a pat at times. My father's said good things about me on my face. My brothers have expressed their happiness quite a few times. My sister, of course, dotes on me, and she's the most emotional child in our family. She can cry and get emotional at a drop of a hat.
But so are you. So are you. I think you hide it well. You are extremely emotional.
Well, now let's get on to the professional side.
But I want to ask you that when you speak about that everybody's not been so expressive, what about the 4 kids? Are they also the same? When was the last time you got a hug from Janhvi?
Every day.
Every day. That you take or you get it.
I get it, I take, I give. Same is the case with Arjun whenever I meet him. Same is the case with Anshula. Same is the case with Khushi. Although amongst my kids, everybody feels that I'm a little more biased where Khushi is concerned. Well, that's because she's the youngest, and I feel, I remember whenever there was a situation where I was upset or angry, so I could see her big eyes getting moist and getting this thing, when I used to get upset about something, and I said, okay, fuck it, I'm. So she used to just look at me with those. Even eyes can be hungry. They also need to
Love.
be accepted and
Loved.
And people who can hold their tears need more affection. So this is the quality in Khushi, and I like the way I like to hear her voice when she talks. There's so much of clarity, so much of this. I think Janhvi also has so many qualities which are so endearing. Arjun is as emotional as I am.
Yeah. He's extremely, again, like you, very stoic from outside, but very sensitive, emotional within.
Yes. And so is Anshula.
Yeah, Anshula is also like that.
And the other common thing that Anshula and me share, we both are short-tempered.
Anshula is short-tempered.
Yes. She can really yell.
But it's okay. Sometimes it's needed, I feel. Sometimes it's
But she's a lovely.
She's lovely.
She's a genius of her family.
Yeah, she is.
She graduated with honors when I was there at the university when she was getting the graduation ceremony was there. Barack Obama had come to be present at the graduation ceremony, and it was a very, very warm moment. And I still have the memory of her being, they have those topis given in
graduation,
then they
convocation.
fling the So, I'm fortunate, and so are Anil's children. Sonam is very affectionate. Harsh gets along very well with me. Riya, like Khushi, is very controlled. Shania is very affectionate. Jahan is too young to show his emotions, but I'm sure he's also as affectionate as.
No, but I think we will go back to that only, that Janhvi wants you to be happy and very, 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 very happy, and that's all that we would want you to be as well. But I hope that, like Janhvi said, that along with this really hardworking producer side of yours, people also get to see the sensitive side, because
No. I'm happy this way.
No, I think there is a sensitive side of yours that people should relate and people should really understand and not overlook. If they don't want to understand it, it's fine, but they shouldn't overlook the sensitive side of you. That's all I'll say. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I accept what you say, but I'd rather be happy people not knowing the real side of me. I'm happy the way I am, and I want to remain the way I am. If people notice this aspect of mine which you've just spoken about, good enough, but I wouldn't really walk into this trap of exposing myself to them.
Okay, chalega. But thank you so much for this chat and to many, many more.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Govi, a vernacular edutech brand, skilling everyone everywhere.